starting to get rid of my social medias. Like I said, Instagram's gone, Snapchat's gone. Don't care about it. I have been missing it the past couple of days because it's a force of habit when I'm bored. I just go on my phone, watch people's stories. So it's different, but I think it's important because it's taking away that validation that I need from other people. Because why do people have Snapchat? You post on your stories to let people know what you're doing with your life. And usually you want somebody to see that you're doing good. Yeah. You want people to see you take selfies because you want somebody to comment on how good you look. You just want validation. That's all it is. So I'm trying to get away from...
The only social media I have, bro, is Facebook.
And TikTok.
No, I don't. Well, I don't even have like a personal...
Oh, yeah. Just
like, I have podcast. A personal, but I don't... I say I want to post on like fun, cool stuff, but usually it's all my socials are podcasts. And when I get on social media, I literally go on and to get entertained, and it's usually reels or shorts and then TikTok. So
yeah,
I agree.
I think that's okay, but
I agree with you. I think social media is a form of, a lot of people probably take it as a form of validation.
Yeah,
you know,
I think that's all it is.
If you post a selfie or something, I hate to say use the word selfie, but if you post multiple selfies, you know, like maybe twice a week, it's just like that to me is already like, maybe that's like an actual post on Facebook. That's a little too much. Now, if you're posting on your story, it's a little different because it's your story. Yeah. But if you post yourself consistently on your stories or something like that, I feel like you are seeking some form of validation. Because if you're posting like maybe you're at work, maybe you're at the gym, like that's a little different. But if it's just you, it is validation. Yeah. Now, if you post like other stuff that you're doing, like you want other people to see what you're doing. Yeah. And it's like, because that's what you're...
And I hate that though.
Yeah, but that's what you're doing. Yeah. It's the same thing when we do the podcast. Like I post it and I like to think, and maybe I'm lying to myself or not, but I post it to grow, and I just want it to grow, and I want people to like it. But it's the same thing if I was
for entertainment purposes. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, but if I'm posting myself, you know, especially when I got in my recent relationship, well, I say recent, but my relationship currently, I had socials, and the first thing I got rid of, I think, was Snapchat, and then it was Instagram right after. Yeah. Because it was just like, I don't...
For what?
Yeah,
it's like, for what? Yeah, yeah. Because Snapchat's
I think
first of all, it's sneaky as fuck.
Yeah.
It's so sneaky, bro.
Yeah. But I think it's good that you think that way, and you know, a lot of people, if they watch this or they see it on the clip, you know, like just you don't need validation, you know.
Yeah, and I try to tell people this, bro. I'm like, you don't need it. Like,
and it's hard to maybe maybe that validation can. Maybe it makes you smile, it makes you feel some type of way, but as people, you know, and I have my own struggles too, and it's not validation, but you can say to whatever, but like I need to figure out, and other people need to figure out, like, you know, I'm me, and I need to learn how to like myself and love myself, and and be happy for who I am. Yeah, and that's probably one of the most difficult things that people in their lifetime will ever do, is to like really love yourself, because you have the distraction on social media, and you got all these people telling you, like, you look great, blah, blah, blah.
You're doing so good.
You know, but what if the reality is, like, what if you're
fucking up?
Not just that, but, like, let's say you are in a relationship, but you're not happy, you know? Yeah. And people see that you're in a happy relationship. Or, like, people see this image, but you don't really feel that, you know?
Exactly, yeah. Social media is just so fake, bro.
Hey guys, welcome to the False 9 podcast with episode 109. If you guys have not seen us or watched us or listened to us,
get out of your show.
Well, but you guys should check us out. Give us an opportunity. Give us 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Now that's a lot. Give us,
I'd say 15.
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes. Yeah. Give us 10, 15 minutes to win you over. We're not going to give you any, maybe too much of useful information. It'll be somewhat
entertaining
useful, but it'll be entertaining. It'll be entertaining, and hopefully relatable. I was looking through a lot of comments today. Yesterday, and bro, there was a lot of comments there was obviously like 80, like half of them are shitty, but there's other ones that are like I seen one guy. He said, "You guys need to go back to talking about UFC." Like he's like, "I want to see more UFC clips." And that's when I was like, "Oh, bro, well, there hasn't been any like really good fights lately."
Yeah, I mean, you only got like one good pay-per-view every 3 months.
Yeah. So
but that's okay. Constructive.
Then there was another one where I don't know if you remember where you said like as a guy you want to have ownership of your girl, and like there was a lot of people that were like that's the wrong word, but then there was also a lot of people who said like he clearly doesn't mean like own your girlfriend. And then
I think I said for lack of better term.
Yeah,
like I just couldn't come up with a different word. I didn't mean ownership like as slavery. I meant like the people who know what I meant know what I meant.
So when a lot of people related to that, like they were like, that's kind of like they were defending us.
That's good. And thank you. I usually get hated on, so that's nice change.
There also too, there was the welterweight one still going on, and I've seen some of those, and they're like, he clearly did not mean that. It's pretty obvious. He got it confused. So I was like, oh, people be defending us. They got our back. So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Gave pretty good comments. We see them. So don't think we don't. And I try it, bro. There's so many, bro.
I need to do better at paying attention to the comments. I wish that I got notifications.
It would overwhelm you.
You.
I got that shit like turned off. I only go look through on the computer because in the computer you can filter it and you can see comments, and then like you go down a list to see all the comments.
Yeah, I would probably get annoyed and end up saying, "Hey, bro, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want no more fucking notifications ever again in my life."
So let's start the show. Oh, well, actually, we're gonna talk a little bit about some sports. Probably half the podcast is gonna be sports. NFL, soccer, football. You can call it soccer, football. It's football. It's called soccer in here in America.
We're in America.
We're in America. It's soccer. We're gonna talk about the World Cup. We'll talk about some UFC and some NFL football. We'll talk about the Liver King a little bit. Zach wants to talk about something. And then we'll talk about Casey Anthony. I didn't even know. I thought it was a guy, but apparently it's a girl. So,
bro, people are probably going to clown you because you do not know who Casey Anthony is.
I don't.
And I would strongly recommend you definitely need to watch that docuseries on Netflix. Or what is it on?
Hulu.
Hulu.
Yeah. That's so good.
It's just crazy. We'll talk about it when we talk about it, but yeah.
So let's talk about the NFL. I just want to. What are you doing?
Because all the tomato juice always like goes to the bottom. You don't. Yeah, you probably don't got to worry about it this much, but it like at the end it's all tomato paste, and I like to try to mix it in so it's not.
I seen last week that you were.
I had all that tomato stuff in my mouth.
What's going on with you, bro?
Yeah.
But I seen that Baker Mayfield went. Hey, that was lit. That's a clip, bro. Mm-hmm. That's a clip.
How about this one?
There we go. Then go. There we go. That's a commercial.
Modelo, you got me?
That's it. That's the ad right there.
I drink these like at least 3 times a week.
Yeah, I drink one a week. Anyways, Baker Mayfield went to the Rams. I didn't know that he went to the Rams.
So
did Stafford get hurt?
Yeah.
Okay.
He got hurt last week. Baker Mayfield got cut Tuesday. And everybody thought, because Jimmy G also got hurt last week.
Oh.
Everybody thought Baker's going to the Niners. Baker's going to the Niners, like, because they need a quarterback, but they got that new guy, Purdy.
So Jimmy G got hurt too? Because I know, like, he's
out.
He was on that. He had the starting spot because that starting quarterback got hurt.
Jimmy G?
Yeah.
No, Jimmy G's been the guy for the 49ers.
No, but the start of the season, there was someone else.
Was there?
Yeah. And then he got hurt, and that's why Jimmy G stepped up, and then they gave him a new contract.
Oh, maybe. I don't pay much attention to the 49ers, but yeah, Jimmy G got hurt, but he's been having a good season.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy G got hurt, so I thought personally
he's going to go to the Niners.
I was like, I know, because I already knew Baker was getting waived. As soon as Sam Darnold got healthy.
You said it.
I was like, Baker's about to get waived. And I was like, as soon as Jimmy G got hurt, I was like, oh, he's going to the Niners. And I like Baker. I'm a fan of Baker, so I want him to go somewhere that has playoff potential. Like, I want him to do good because I feel like he's so good, but he just has so much pressure on him at all times, and he just doesn't get the opportunity. Because in Carolina, bro, he did not do bad.
Yeah.
Like,
they were just not a good team.
They're just not a good team. But when they played the Bengals, most notably, he came in. They were down like 32-0, bro.
Yeah.
He outscored the Bengals 21-7 when he was in the game.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, how can you not see that he's really good? Like, he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I just feel like he doesn't have the right pieces around him. Panthers need to work on their coaching. It's just a lot of stuff. But anyways, yeah, he got waived Tuesday night. I think Wednesday morning he got picked up by the Rams.
Then he played last night.
Caught a flight. He had to learn the playbook on his flight to L.A. Came in Thursday night, played for the Rams.
He came in as a sub.
I think after the first drive, he came in, and then the game was kind of boring. It was a boring game, not really much.
But
happened.
They were losing, right? But
they were losing
16-3.
No, 16-3.
Okay.
So yeah, like 2 touchdowns, and then the fourth quarter, bro. I think with 3 minutes left, he had 2 drives, and the last drive was with under 2 minutes,
98 yards,
98 yards in under 2 minutes with no timeouts.
No timeouts.
No timeouts left, under 2 minutes. That means there's no breaks on the clock. There's no nothing. And went for a 98-yard drive, scored a touchdown, and won the game for a brand new team that he has not even been on for 2 whole days. That is unreal.
I was reading an article that was explaining what he did last night, and that before his thing or whatever got accepted to go to the Rams, he just got on the fucking plane. He said I just gambled it. I had a good feeling. I was like it was going to happen, but it wasn't like approved or official yet.
Well, they're the only team that claimed him on waivers. So,
what does that mean? Like claim on waivers? Like
you don't play fantasy football?
No.
Okay, so it's easier to understand in fantasy, but it's the same thing in the NFL. So basically, if you get waived by a team, you go on a list of free agents, and unless somebody,
do you still get paid from your contract, or how does that happen?
Yeah, you still get paid. I think maybe. Actually, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Backtrack. But anyways, you become a free agent and you get put on a list of just free agents, and other teams have the option to pick up your contract. Yeah. So Baker had $1.5 million left on his contract. So the Rams were the only team to pick him up off of waivers, so they got him.
Which is like they pay that.
They pay the 1.5. They go ahead and they bring you in. They pay out your contract, whatever, and then they get you. So being that they're the only team, he didn't really have any options, so I would have got on the plane too. I'm like, okay, well, you're the only team, and even if they don't end up getting me, worst case scenario, he just moves to LA, which is cool. So, but luckily they got him, and they were on a 6-game losing streak.
Yeah, I seen that.
They're this is the Super Bowl contenders, Super Bowl champions last year, bro. Like,
well, they're still the Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, they're the Super Bowl champions, and they're not even going to make the playoffs this year.
No chance.
No chance.
Okay.
I mean, maybe because there's only like a few weeks left. No, there's no chance.
Okay.
I think their division is pretty. I don't know who there's in the division, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
It's pretty impressive that, you're Baker Mayfield. There's a lot of hype for you going into
former number 1 pick.
Yeah, there's a lot Heisman winner. There's a lot of hype. You go to Cleveland, not really. You show how talented you are, but there's, I don't know. It just doesn't work out. Then he ends up going to where'd he go right after that?
Cleveland to Carolina, because after they picked up Deshaun Watson, he went to.
Oh, I thought he was with another team. Mm. Okay, so that was this year, right? Yeah, where he went to the Panthers.
Mm-hmm. Because he was on Cleveland, and once they picked up Deshaun Watson, he was right. Yeah.
And then he goes to Carolina. And it really just didn't work out for him.
And I think they would have, bro, if they would have gave it more time. I think Carolina would have been a good fit for him because he was doing, even the last game he played in Carolina. Mm-hmm. I was like, he's doing good. Like,
I think he's a good quarterback.
I love Baker Mayfield. He's just different, but he needs the right pieces around him, and he's just not been in a. I mean, he did take the Cleveland Browns to their first playoff appearance in God knows how long. I mean, he's a good quarterback. He just some of these other starting quarterbacks out here, he's way better than a lot. Like half the, or not half. I wouldn't say half. Like probably a third of the quarterbacks that are starting on other teams, he's better than.
Yep. But I thought I seen the highlights, his highlights of last night's game, and I said, Jesus. I was like, bro, that's impressive.
He's nice.
And it's even more impressive because you're not on that fucking team.
No.
He didn't practice with them.
No. He literally
he probably did like a walkthrough the day before, like on Wednesday or Thursday. But can you imagine, like, you're a receiver and this guy's your fucking quarterback?
Yeah.
That it has to be scary, but I bet during the game when he was hot, you're like, this motherfucker going hard.
And he got, I don't know if you've seen the clip, he got the game ball.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he got the game ball, and Coach Sean McVay, was like, I just want to call shout out to a guy that literally got here 10 minutes ago and won us the game, blah, 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 and gave him the ball, and Baker Mayfield was like, oh, got hype, and the whole team, knowing this guy for 20 minutes, was hyping him up, like pushing him in the middle of their huddle. It was pretty sweet, bro. And Baker was like,
that's nice.
Way to fucking end the game, way to stay committed, blah, blah, blah. I'm just glad to be home. But I'm going to feel real bad for him when Matthew Stafford gets healthy and they send his ass packing.
You think that'll happen now?
I think that'll happen, but I think Baker is going to show out for the Rams. I think he's going to reinvent his career, reinvent his image, and he's going to get a contract next year. Yeah. That's what I think. But they're not going to get rid of Matthew Stafford. He just won him a Super Bowl. So.
But then I guess so. But we'll see. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, pretty neat.
Yeah.
The Cowboys. I'm gonna go talk about my Cowboys, bro. Talk about my Cowboys.
Oh, we didn't even talk about me going to the game.
I mean, we mentioned it last week, but
I mean, like the results of the game. Yeah.
I mean, they got blown the fuck out. They blew out the Colts, and it was a close game till the third quarter, I think.
Yeah, because me and Dalton, the guy I went to the game with, we were literally talking about in the second quarter, because I didn't know how much you have to go through to get be VIP, all this stuff.
For real?
So
walk us through it, my friend.
We got there, and you get special parking, of course.
How was that? Was that like you just go in the park? Like, bro, obviously there's cars everywhere.
We were literally from my truck to your house. Nah, probably from us to the people across the street.
Yeah.
That house, that's how close we were to the stadium or parking spot.
Really?
Yeah.
You're right
it was
there.
it was like a 20-yard walk.
Jesus, that's nice.
But we pull up and into our parking deck or whatever. It's not a parking deck. It's right in front of the stadium. But when you pull up, there's a big white van that's parked right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that white van will not move until you got 4 cops around you. They have a canine unit right here. And you have to open all your doors, open all your windows, and open the back hatch. And that the canine unit has to come and sniff. Wow. I was like, bro, are we in an airport or a football game? I was confused. I was like,
well, we make sure you don't got a bomb.
I think it was more not for drugs, but for bombs. That's what I was thinking. Because we were literally so close to the stadium. I didn't even know there was parking that close to the stadium. It was so dope, bro. But it was pretty cool. And then we walk up, we get to the suite. Everybody's super chill. So much hospitality, bro.
For real? That's nice.
Yeah, drinks were free, food was free.
Was the food good?
I didn't eat.
The fuck?
I didn't eat because I wasn't hungry, honestly.
You was drinking though.
I was drinking, and it was another local company, which I know. I'm familiar with the company, and one of the salesmen for the company was it was just so welcoming. He was like, "I'm gonna get you a beer. I'm gonna get you a beer. I'm gonna get you a bear." Without me asking, he did not want me to get out of my chair watching the game. He was like, "Nah, what do you need? I'm gonna get you a beer. You need your phone charged? I'll go grab a charger." It was so dope, bro. It was super cool. But then the owner of the company that owns that suite or buys that suite or whatever came over to me and was like, "Hey, I'm a big fan." And I thought,
let's give him a shout out. What's her name?
Parsons Roofing.
Parsons Roofing. Shout out to Parsons Roofing.
Stuart Parsons. Stuart
Parsons Roofing.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
He was super chill, and honestly, Stuart, if you're watching this, at first I didn't know if you were being sarcastic or not because I used to date his nanny for his kids.
Uh-huh.
So when he came up to me and he said, "I just want you to know I'm a big fan," I was like, "Of me? Is that sarcasm? He's throwing shots at me because I dated his nanny?" But then I was like, "Of what?" He was like, "Of the podcast." I was like, "Oh, bet.
Yeah,
you watched the podcast?" And then he told me that my ex had showed him a few clips of ours, and then he's been keeping up with it ever since. I was like, "That's freaking dope, bro." But he said the reason why is because he thinks that we're doing something out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
He thinks podcasts are out of the ordinary. It's it's different. And he said he's done something different before. He used to own a surfing resort. And he said, so he has respect for anybody that does something out of the ordinary or that's different or blah, blah, blah. He's a super chill guy.
Yeah.
I've never met him before. From the 5-minute conversation I had with him, seems super humble. But also very inviting and welcoming. We were in his suite, his house, and he, it was just super chill. But yeah. So shout out my guy Stuart.
That's nice
for the suite and the love for the podcast.
Yeah, for sure. But I think now that what you said about doing something out of the ordinary, because we're doing a podcast out of it, maybe it's a little bit. I don't want to say it's trending, but it's definitely growing.
Right now. It's becoming more popular.
But I will say that like I like to think that our podcast is different, and I'm sure everybody thinks that.
Yeah.
But we literally sit here and have a conversation, and we put it out on the internet. But we also we try to talk about relevant things, but we don't ever try to we're not clout chasing.
Yeah.
You know? And that's one thing that when I started this, I was like, I don't ever want to clout chase. I want the podcast to be known for the reasons for the character, not the character that I am, and the identity that I am, and now the identity that you are and your character. I want people to be fan of us, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
You know, be like, those guys are cool, and you especially are super direct, I guess,
in my opinions.
Yeah,
I just don't care. Yeah,
and I think that's pretty dope. And I think a lot of people are maybe timid or not super quick to make those statements like you do,
or speak their mind.
Yeah. And I like to think I'm very direct too, and I like having very weird, difficult conversations. Oh, another one was to bring back the clip when we're talking about the Wade's kid.
What?
The Wade's kid, that he turned to trans.
Oh, Dwayne Wade.
I'm sorry.
I was like, who's Dwayne?
That Dwayne Rock. I'm sorry, bro.
No, Dwayne Rock is still Dwayne the Rock.
No, it's not D.
No, it's Dwayne Johnson.
I thought it was D Wade.
There's no D Wade.
I thought that was the basketball.
No, I mean there is D Wade, but it's not Dwayde. It's Dwayne Wade or D Wade.
Oh, got you.
Not D Wade.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, him. We're having
Dwayne Wade for
we're having that conversation, and I'm sure that's a conversation that's it's, I don't want to say it's difficult, but maybe it's a hard conversation.
It's controversial. Yeah.
But it's also we're very we agree that at that age you shouldn't be doing something like that, and we had a lot of good comments, bro.
I think a lot of people would agree with that.
Yeah,
for the most part.
And but yeah, so to Stuart, we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna be honest, and we're gonna have different conversations. And later on in the future, when we have guests again, I want to have the same conversations with them because I'm sure they have their own opinions and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and I'll have to reach out to him somehow, but. Yeah. He'd be super chill to have on the show because he was telling me about how he sold his surfing resort, and he's had different endeavors with different. But I don't know a bunch about the guy. I'm not talking like I know him, but just from the little glimpse of him I got, I think he's an interesting character. I think it'd be interesting to have him eventually. But I hope he wasn't pulling my chain when he said he was a fan because I took it.
He was for real.
Yeah, the way I took it, I was like, man, that's freaking awesome. Yeah, and Dalton was right beside me. But I was just giving all the love to you. I was like, bro, that's all Alvaro. He's the one that puts in the work. I'm just there. I'm just there as a different personality, a different entertaining aspect of the show. But I was like, it's all Alvaro. He puts in the work. I was like, he's the one that's growing it. So yeah, but it was all love from him. So it was cool.
That kid was messing up too, huh?
Yeah, it was for a minute. Yeah, it kept cutting out.
Yeah, but
we were talking about football. Yeah, I'm sorry, I got off.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I don't know what else. I didn't even watch that much football this past weekend.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, you didn't either because you worked and you went straight to the game.
I went straight to the game. Yeah. But the Cowboys, to go back into it, me and Dalton were talking about, hey, in the second quarter, we were like, hey, we're probably going to leave the game early because we were right next to the stadium, and if we would have left at the same time as everybody else, we would have gotten behind everybody else.
Yeah.
So we're like, we're going to leave super early, maybe halfway through the fourth. And then the third quarter comes, and it's like a 3-point game. We're like, damn, now we're going to have to stay for the whole game. And then they scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. And we were like, okay, good, we're out. So we left. But it was dope to see, bro. The Cowboys did really well.
Yeah. I bet the atmosphere is nice, too.
Oh, I love Cowboys fans. The atmosphere of Cowboys fans, I just hate them.
We're obnoxious, bro.
Obnoxious. They're just obnoxious. But while the game's playing, it's a really cool atmosphere because they're so committed to their team and so they're just the ultimate hype men. But it was nice.
So let's transition to the other football sport, soccer,
which I know nothing about.
The World Cup. So today we had quarterfinals. So today, Brazil played Croatia. Brazil were favorites to win the World Cup in all sporting odds, and they lose to penalties to a country that has 2.9 million people
Really?
in. Yeah.
Brazil was the favorites?
Brazil were favorites to win the World Cup.
Who do they have? Did I know?
They have Neymar.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay.
But everybody,
so they're out.
Yeah, they're done. So they're probably gonna get ready to go back to their clubs, whoever they play for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sadly they're done. And like I said, bro, they were favorites, and I was in shock. I was like, oh shit. And I'm a little. This is just my opinion. You see hype around certain teams, certain players, and when it's time to like you win or you go home, you expect certain players to show up. You expect certain teams to show up.
For sure.
And then you see, you're watching. I was watching this game, and I was like, why is this game going to overtime? Because Brazil, bro, they literally their first team, their starting 11, they play for the top clubs in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like 8 out of the other 11, like the second team, play and start for like top clubs. Like they're stacked, bro, especially attack wise. Like they're just so aggressive, or offense wise, for you to understand a little bit better. But they're just so aggressive. They're so talented, bro. So much hype around them, and they lose to penalties.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, bro, exactly. It's just like, yo, what?
Yeah, that's funny.
So now, and then the game after that happened later was Argentina played the Netherlands, which was a very tough game because the Netherlands were also like a really good team.
They're the ones who beat USA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're a really good team, but Messi, Argentina were winning 2-0.
I saw that.
And then the Netherlands, bro, they came back and tied it up 2-2. They go to overtime, then they go to penalties. But bro, at the end, the last play of the game, the Netherlands run like it's a free kick, and that usually that from that close you'll take the shot.
Yeah.
But they ran like this trick play, bro. Like instead of taking the shot, they did this little pass, and then the guy just fucking tapped it in, bro. And you're like, what the fuck?
The Netherlands?
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Netherlands lost.
They did, but they tied the game in regulation.
Okay, yeah.
And then they had to go to like the shootout.
Yeah.
So they go to overtime. The teams are both fucking tired, and then they go to penalties, and Argentina win. And I really think now Argentina plays Croatia. Croatia doesn't have a good team. They're really good defensively. I think they have they're a good team to hold it down. But Argentina, after that game and beating the Netherlands,
they got it.
They have an easier game against Croatia.
Yeah.
And you were expecting Argentina and Brazil playing at the semifinals, and that was going to be the game, to watch. Like that's going to be a good game. Now tomorrow you have England that plays France, and then you have Portugal that plays. They play somebody. It sucks that I forget because Portugal's going to win that game too. But anyways, what's exciting, bro? You still have they play Morocco, and Morocco is like Croatia. They're very good.
Kingdom of Morocco.
They got kind of lucky. They beat Spain in penalties, and like they were just playing defense.
Yeah.
But anyways, you still have the chance of Portugal making it to the final.
Are they good?
Yeah, they're really good. You still got the chance of Argentina making it to the final.
So who's the new favorite though?
It's probably gonna be France or Argentina.
Okay.
But tomorrow France and England play, and that's a really good game. Like it's super exciting. They play tomorrow at 1.
Isn't England in France?
No. They're two different countries.
Oh.
But anyways, can you imagine if we get Messi and Ronaldo in the final?
Who do they play for?
Ronaldo plays for Portugal.
Okay, and Messi plays for
Argentina. Argentina already locked in semis today.
Okay.
And then tomorrow Portugal plays Morocco, and they should win that game. Then they'll lock in semis.
Maybe the World Cup is rigged and they want Messi and Ronaldo because they know it's going to be like the biggest
If
spectacle.
it was rigged, there's no way the Netherlands should have came back today and won that game.
Think so?
No.
Yeah.
And then the way the ref was fucking ref, and he was reffing so poorly. They were talking about how he's never going to ref a World Cup game again. For real, bro. The commentators, the players were like, he should not ref a World Cup game ever again. But anyways, it'd be nice it'd be like a dream come true, bro, for the football community or soccer community if we got to see Ronaldo and Messi. Like, this is literally their last World Cup. And can you imagine if they play against each other in the final? Or even if we got them to see, like, let's say they both, Argentina, I don't think they'll lose the semis. But I was like, you still got a chance to see them play in the third place because there's always they play a third place.
But you want to see them play for the championship?
Yeah.
Bro. That'd be nice. Yeah.
But we'll see.
It's like watching Brady and Breeze, or
no, it's like watching Brady and like Brett Favre. I don't know who else is like.
Well, I'm trying to think. It's like same.
Who else is goated?
Breeze, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but it's like
Brady, Mahomes.
It has to be like a Brady against another like Brady level.
Well, there's nobody.
That's his thing.
Yeah,
it's like
Joe
LeBron.
Montana.
It's like LeBron and
Jordan.
And Jordan. It's like watching those. That's exactly what it is, bro.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
Can you imagine watching that shit?
I don't think I could
At the lifetime. Like you would be like, your mind's just like.
I don't think I'd be able to watch it, bro. I think I'd have a heart attack.
Yeah. But
that's dope though. I wish I knew soccer, but I have no idea.
No, it's all good. All right. But yeah, bro, that's World Cup's exciting. Tomorrow you got the 2 more games, one at 9 a.m. and then you got one at 1 p.m. And that'll be exciting. So we'll see who the semifinalist is, and they'll play Tuesday and Wednesday, I believe, or Tuesday or Monday. Oh shit! And then the final would be on next Sunday.
Already?
Yeah. Damn, that's nice though.
What time? Probably nighttime?
No, it's like at 9 in the morning.
Oh,
yeah.
Probably in a different country.
It's in Qatar.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. Okay.
So, that's Stupid. That. That's that. Let's talk about, before we get to him. Was there anything else I was gonna say?
Soccer wise?
I don't know. No, I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's it. But let's talk about the Liver King. So you know who he is, right?
I love the Liver King.
Why do you love him?
I like his attitude, bro. He's just carefree spirit. He just doesn't care. He's super.
Do you want to try liver?
He does make me want to try liver, but I don't think I will. But because I have a hard time like breaking stuff down like that, like
what?
Like raw foods.
Have you ever had raw food? Like meat?
I don't think so.
Besides like fish or like just shrimp and all that shit. Like I feel like that's.
I've never had like raw meat, but like I don't know. I just feel like it's chewy. It's just not. I don't know why. I don't know how he would do it, but no, I love the Liver King. He's super dope.
Yeah. So I guess I'll give a little what I know about him. He obviously he eats liver. He eats raw. He just eats
liver,
raw.
Testicles.
And obviously, he also eats like food, cooked food and stuff. But he just has like a message. You know, his message is like working out hard.
Being a primal,
ancestral tenets, like getting sunlight. He does not wear he wears shoes, but he says that it's important to walk outside barefooted.
He doesn't wear deodorant.
He doesn't. I don't think. Yeah, he doesn't wear deodorant.
Doesn't wipe when he shits.
I think he does.
He said he didn't.
Really?
Because if you eat raw liver and stuff like that, it's not. There's no fiber or something like that. Yeah. So it literally comes out of your butt like clean.
What the hell?
The way I forgot the way he said it, but he said he doesn't have to wipe when he shits. He doesn't wear deodorant, and people have said like he literally smells like dog shit.
Yeah, I heard he doesn't
because he doesn't shower. Yeah. He doesn't use artificial cleaners or nothing like that. He's just all. His poor wife. She'd probably be going down on him. She's like,
that would suck. Yeah. But I'm sure she's the same way though, because you know.
Imagine his kids though, bro.
I don't know, bro.
I wonder if they shower. Like they go to school, bro. I mean, surely you would like.
Yeah, I would hope so if they do go to school. But you know, he has this positive message. He always talks about how kids nowadays, young kids, you know, suicide rates and mental health, stuff like that. I think his message is really good. He was recently on a podcast with Andrew Schultz. You still got 2 phones?
I just now got my second phone again.
Why'd you get your second phone?
I don't fucking know.
Which one's this one?
They're both the iPhone 13 Pro Max.
Oh, okay.
Same phone, just different carriers. This one's on my mom's plan. So.
Anyways, so he has a really positive message. He was on a recent podcast with Andrew Schultz. There's another one that came out today. It's called the PPD podcast. I forgot the guy's name, but and the reason why it's bringing up that he's on the podcast because he recently got exposed or emails got leaked that he's on steroids after being denied and lying that he wasn't on steroids
for a couple years.
Well, not just 1 year.
What?
Just this year.
That he's been denying it?
Because he didn't become public till like a year ago.
I thought it was.
And then when he became public, I think his first podcast he was on Impulsive. And then after that, he went like on a few other podcasts. Yeah. And then when they asked him about it, he said no, or that like that's not important. So, and there was like, you know, people like Joe Rogan were like, you know, he's definitely on steroids. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's definitely on steroids, PEDs, all that shit. And in my head, I was like, he's probably on steroids. Like he looks too chiseled. He looks like a fucking the caveman, like that. You know, he looks like an ideal caveman, but it's just too perfect. You know.
Yeah, he's like, chiseled,
build like he's just
abs
built.
Are carved out perfectly, chest, everything.
And don't get me wrong, I'm sure he works out pretty fucking hard.
Oh yeah, I mean, even if you take steroids, you still have to work out pretty hard. So.
And especially to look like that. Mm-hmm. Like, he's built. So, what's important is, like, now that he's using steroids and he lied, does it take away his message? Does it take away from who he is? How do you feel about the fact that they came out after he lied about it?
I don't really think so. I don't think it takes away from anything because he's still... I think it's good that he came out about it because he's like, okay, you eat liver, you live like an ancestor, you live primal, and you'll have a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah.
He didn't necessarily tell people that I know of, hey, you're going to be fucking jacked like me.
Yeah, and he didn't.
He never said you're going to get jacked like me. He just said live primal, your body's going to feel better, you're going to be healthier, you're going to have more energy, all this stuff. So I still think his message is very valid because I still truly believe that all he eats is liver.
Yeah.
He's never been caught eating fucking McDonald's.
Yeah.
As much as he's in public, if he ate fast food and stuff like that, he would get caught. Like as big as he is, as noticeable as he is, somebody would have caught him. So I think his message is very, very clear, very clean. He takes steroids, big fucking deal. He never told anybody that liver is going to make you jacked.
The only thing that like the back push, I guess, to that is just like people might misinterpret it like, oh, if I eat liver, I might kind of look like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I
think you'll look better. I think you'll definitely have health benefits and work benefits. But the reason I knew because there's other people on TikTok who are on a strict liver diet.
Yeah.
Like strict liver, strict other stuff, and they don't look like him. Mm-hmm. So I kind of had in the back of my mind that he was on something or he did something. Yeah. So that's maybe why it doesn't come as a surprise to me. But I still think his message is valid. He's just trying to encourage people to live more simply, more healthy. And in the end, I think it's still a good message because it could that could really help a lot of people by doing what he does.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of feel bad for him. I'm like, man, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I wish he would have just been honest from the beginning. You know?
Yeah, because I don't think anybody would have thought any different of him.
No, no. But maybe I can understand why maybe he decided like that it thought it could make a difference.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, if you're like this big and jagged dude and you're sending out this message, like if it was me, I would maybe feel like not necessarily like a phony, but I'm like, damn, but I do take steroids though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like you kind of maybe feel like you're not true to yourself. Yeah. And you don't want to like kind of let people know that vulnerability, I guess, or maybe something like that. So
he's had interviews where he's been questioned about steroids and he's been adamant, like
no. Or like
no, and talking shit about it. Like I saw this one today, actually. I can't remember what interview it was in, but he was talking shit about that. He was like, if you think I need that, blah, 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 blah. Like he was just going off about it on a rant.
Damn, they're okay with this one?
Yeah, and I don't understand. I just think he should have came out. But I think, and Joe Rogan has now said that since he came out, he thinks The Rock is on steroids. And Joe Rogan called out these people and he was like, now they need to come out. Like they just need to let these people know that they're on this stuff because. But
it's like, why the fuck is it important?
It's not. I don't think it's important at all. It's not like Liver King is not a professional athlete.
Yeah.
The Rock is not a professional athlete. Who gives a shit what they do? Mm-hmm. If that's what they want to do for their self-image.
The thing is, at that age, like you don't produce the same testosterone.
Yeah.
Your hormones are whatever the fuck they're called. They're low. Like I would not be surprised if I'm on steroids like in my late 30s. Like that's because I work out. And if I work out better and harder, then I would probably want to take steroids.
Yeah.
But if not, I probably won't take steroids. But I probably will take some what is it called? Testosterone
boosters.
Yeah. And I think and there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of men that need to take that too. or should take. Not, you know what? I shouldn't say that because I'm not a fucking doctor. But I know there's a lot of guys that take that because also too of sex drive or when you don't have enough testosterone, you just feel lazy,
or for hair growth, anything,
shit like that. Yeah, it's a hormone thing. But there's nothing wrong with using. In my opinion, if you're not competing for anything,
use your steroids.
Who the fuck cares?
Fucking take a shot in your ass. Who cares?
Yeah. And like if there's guys in the gym like juiced up in steroids, good for you, bro. Like I don't care.
You're not cheating anybody.
Yeah.
You're just,
if that's what you want to look like, and now if you're like 20 something, I don't think you should be taking steroids at all.
Yeah.
But if you're like The Rock, mid 40s, I like to think he's in his 40s. This
Liver King's in his 40s.
Yeah, if he's not in his 40s, it's like late 30s.
Because he's got teenage kids. Yeah, so he's up there.
So it's just like, who cares? But also too, I understand like,
it's because he's got a platform. Yeah, man. People just want to break him down.
What bothers me the most is just like people would like just go after people, bro. After people. Mm-hmm. Like the day that me and you and this podcast one day become something, do you know how many people are gonna go back to they said the N-word? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't even want to think about it, bro.
And it's just like, and it's just like, bruh. Like, and I say bruh because I'm like, man, who cares?
Fuck? Like,
and
how did it affect you?
Yeah.
It didn't. So shut the fuck
up. And it's
up.
like same, but it's just like, why do people go and take time out their day to do this shit, and just attack somebody? I seen the content creator. He made a YouTube video like, Liver King exposed. He wasn't hating on the Liver King, but he was just saying how he's exposed and how he's been lying. And I don't want to say I was annoyed by the video, but I was like, why you make this video? But then again,
clout chasing.
Oh, you can call it clout chasing, but he makes videos like this, like whatever's hot, or he'll make good videos or bad videos, or if it makes the person look good or bad, like, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as, I guess, if it's relevant, he'll make it. Yeah. And he does it in a good way. It was a good video. But the people who just hate and like, oh, he's on steroids, blah, blah, blah. I was like, he never did anything wrong. Yeah. He never really he never said buy my product and you'll get jacked. He never said anything like that. He was always sending a positive message.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be fine.
He will. Yeah.
I still follow him. I like a lot of his messages, and I like what he says, and I'm with him. And now that he's honest, I mean, ain't nothing else to hide, so I'm sure he'll be okay. And he's handling it pretty well.
Yeah, he's doing great. He's still getting, and it might be even better for him because now he's getting more. He's going to be featured on more podcasts. He's going to be. I feel like it was a good move for his career, and eventually it'll just be.
I think it's funny. Andrew Schultz had him on the podcast. PBD had him on the podcast. Those two guys are super real, authentic. I like watching their content. And it's funny because people who are cloud chasing, they're probably scared to have someone like the Liver King on their podcast now. They're like, oh, that's going to hurt the show.
Yeah.
But you got people like Andrew Schultz and their podcast and the PBD podcast are like, bro, we don't give a fuck about all that. We want to know why you lied or why you did it.
Yeah.
And we also know that at the end of the day, you have a good message, and we want to give you that platform to be able to share that with us. For sure. Bro, that kid was messing up.
Huh? No, that was me too.
Oh, that's right. I was tripping. But he'll be fine. But I did want to talk about it because I like his message.
Yeah, I like the Liver King. He's dope.
Anyways, next thing, tomorrow night, we have UFC 282. John Blachowicz. How do you say that?
Blachowicz? I don't know.
Blachowicz versus Magomed Ankalaev from Dagestan.
Yeah.
He's also from he's a Dagestan boy too, bro.
Okay.
So John Blachowicz, he fought Izzy and gave Izzy his first L.
Yep.
Remember that?
When Izzy moved up.
Yep. And I don't think he'll do it again. Magomed or Magomed, he fought here in Dallas when I went to go watch the Brandon Moreno fight and the Manny Nunez and Pena number 2 fight.
Yep.
So I got to see him fight, and he's like a straight killer, you know. So that fight's gonna be really, really good. I think those guys they're heavyweights, bro.
Well, they're light heavyweights,
but still, their guys are huge.
Nah, they're big dudes. Yeah.
They're gonna be fighting for the title. Unfortunately, the Yuri and the Glover fight got canceled. I think Yuri he just had surgery this week.
He's hurt. Yeah.
He just had surgery. Hopefully recovers good. But he's young, bro.
Yeah.
He's like his 20s.
He's such a beast, bro.
He's a beast. Did you see that fight, the Glover and Yuri?
Yeah.
That shit was wild.
Yuri's a fucking bad man, bro.
So is Glover, and he's like 38.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he would have beat Yuri, but
I mean, I think Glover beat Blachowicz.
yeah.
So, but yeah, whoever wins that title, honestly, it's gonna be hard to defend because you got Yuri
Coming back.
Glover coming after you. But I think that fight will be like it's just gonna be. I mean, they're light heavyweights, bro. When you see light heavyweight, you just see those heavy fucking hands.
It usually ends in KOs.
Yeah,
I think I got.
Don't ever really see a submission.
Oh nah.
So it'll be really fun and exciting to see. So let's go down the list now. So you have Bryce Mitchell versus Lilia
Topuria.
Topuria. That's Topuria shrimp. Topuria. So I did see a few highlights. Bryce Mitchell, up and coming young dude. I'm not sure his opponent Lilia, how long he's been in the UFC, but I'll tell you the differences between the two because to me it was very pretty obvious what the differences are. Yeah. Bryce Mitchell, he's like a wrestler, ground and pound, grappler type of fighter. Mm-hmm. I didn't see any really KOs or striking highlights from him. It was just a lot of grappling and wrestling.
Featherweight, what is that, like 120?
I think so. Yeah, that's the same weight class as Sugar. And then Lalio, I say his name different every time. He is more of an explosive guy. All his highlights were strikes, knockouts, strikes, knockouts. So, in my opinion, if this guy Lalia, if he can just hold this guy like from getting him on being off the ground, I think he wins the fight. But funny thing about Bryce Mitchell, he doesn't train at the gym. He trains at his farm. He said that you gotta train in secrecy for nobody can know anything about you.
That's smart.
And it's pretty funny, bro, because he talks so country. So it's pretty funny.
He's country cool. Boy strong.
Yeah. Then we got, do you know them at all or no?
I know Darren Till. I know Patty.
No, I'm saying Bryce Mitchell and the other.
No, I have no idea who they are. No.
So then, let's talk about Bryce No. Darren Till and Drisis de Pluses.
Sounds like a cuss word.
Yeah, in some other language.
Yeah. But I got Darren Till. That's because I don't even know the other dude.
The other dude, I tried to watch some highlights. I don't know if I found some or not. But Darren Till, I was watching his highlights. I like his highlights. He's a very snappy.
He's good,
fighter.
But apparently this is a win or die match for him.
Probably because
he's lost so much lately.
Yeah.
So I think they told him, "Hey, win or go."
Yep. And then
so I think this is a must win. So I think he takes it.
I think he takes it. Like I said, I was watching highlights and it was like some fighters. I was like, oh, that guy's they ain't got nothing. Anyway, Santiago Poncebaibo, he's Argentine or
Argentinian,
and he's fighting Alex Moreno. It sounds like Alec Pereira. I don't know because they're kind of Latin names. But Santiago, very explosive, very. All his highlights were strikes, some jiu-jitsu, some grappling, some wrestling. I think he's going to win the fight. He's very aggressive, very explosive as well. Alex Moreno, I think he beat Cowboy or Cowboy beat him. I forgot. But I didn't see anything. There's one fight of Alex Moreno that I seen that he got knocked the fuck out. I don't know. He's a bald guy. When you see him, you might recognize him.
Yeah, I probably will. I've probably seen him fight before, I'm sure.
And then probably the main fight of this card is Paddy Pimblett fighting Jared Gordon. Mm-hmm. I guess I'll let you take over on this one.
Well, I love Paddy, bro. I think he's
entertaining.
He's entertaining and he's so confident, bro. I love his confidence. I think he takes it because his fight style, I think it seems kind of messy, but I feel like it's still tactical. So I think he's tough. He's got a tough chin, and he's so energetic. He doesn't really tire easily. Mm-hmm. I like his jiu-jitsu. I like his boxing. I think he's good. I love Paddy Pimblett. So I'm going to put him pretty much against anybody to win until it comes to like really somebody's. But I think Jared Gordon is definitely his toughest fight yet. But I still think he takes it by either KO or submission. It won't go the full 3 rounds.
I didn't see anything impressive of Jared Gordon. I'm sure he's a great fighter.
Yeah, he's a pretty good fighter.
Now, I think Paddy Pillman is a good fighter, but I was telling you before the podcast, I think he's not that good. Like, I just think he's not that good because he's in a lightweight division. That's a division where you got Charles Oliveira, Chandler, Islam Makhachev. Who else is in there? Gaethje, Tony Ferguson. Those are guys that.
This is his first pay-per-view.
Yeah. That's also true, but the way he's acting, the way he's carrying himself, I'm like, bro, like, I don't know. I'm just like, there's big dogs in that weight class.
Yeah.
So
and he's acting like he said he's the new
cash cow,
red panty knight. Like, because Conor McGregor used to say he was the red panty knight. Like, after you fight Conor McGregor, you call your wife, tell her bring out the red panties because we're celebrating. We became rich. He's saying he's the red panty knight, and then I saw it was his first pay-per-view. I was like, what are you talking about, bro?
Well, I think, and he's also, it looks like he's trying to play out this character, like
everybody wants to be Conor now.
Yeah.
They want to be Conor. They want to talk shit,
and he's like doing these dances, and he's just trying to be like flashy, and it's cool and all, but I'm just like, for these fighters, again, I'm not no fucking UFC fighter, but I'm like, hopefully your performances show that, because Conor talked his shit.
Conor backed it up,
and like, but he was a killer too, you know. Last night I watched the Conor and Khabib fight again.
For real?
Because I seen the TikTok and it was saying how like Khabib, that was his hardest fight against Conor.
I think so.
And I watched that fight, and I watched the third round. Khabib looked so tired. In the moment when I first watched it, probably not. And I was like, Conor was like trying to make comeback. He hit him a few times. He got hit a few times, but it didn't go to the ground at all that round. At all.
No, it was a good fight, yeah.
And then the fourth round comes, and that's when he gets TKO, gave up his back, and his neck, tapped out. But I'm like, damn, Conor really, he had a good opportunity. He had a good chance to beat him.
Yeah.
It was a close fight.
It was.
And I say it was a close fight, even though Khabib easily won the first 2 rounds. But the way Conor, he defended, what are they called? Shots, I guess, to get him on the ground from Khabib. Like, he just, he blocked the takedowns like 3 times. And I was like, man, that's. So Conor was a dog, and he still, hopefully he still is. But before, I want to talk a little bit Conor after this, but that's UFC. And I'm being real, I don't know too many of these fighters, but I'm going to watch, hopefully, to learn and get to know these guys. Because I do want to, like, talk about UFC, and I want to talk about guys that, are up and coming. Yeah. Or, not as popular, that get enough.
It's also why I want to watch the preliminaries tomorrow. I'm going to be at work, obviously, but the new guy's coming. The 18-year-old kid, Max Holloway's son.
It's Max Holloway's son? Mm-hmm. No wonder it looks like him.
Yeah, he fights tomorrow, so.
That's exciting. But, yeah. But now I do want to talk about, have you been hearing that Conor he's going to come back and fight Chandler?
Yeah, but he also he called out Diaz and Poirier as well. But I think Chandler is, when he comes back, Chandler's probably first on the list, I think.
I don't think Diaz fights in the UFC again.
I don't think he ever does either, yeah.
And Dustin, that would make some money.
That would make a lot of money, but I also think Chandler would make a lot of money because...
I think Chandler he could beat Conor. But Conor can definitely catch him easily.
Yeah.
Like no other.
I don't think Chandler beats him. I think Conor's chin is too hard, and Conor's still a very tactical fighter. Chandler's still messy. I think Conor's more tactical than Dustin Poirier. Poirier's pretty tactical.
Do you think
that left hand will...
Do you think Conor is probably, if not the best, but one of the best strikers in that weight class?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I think he's the best striker, yeah. I mean, nobody else in that fucking division could probably go, 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah.
Give me a break, bro. Come on.
Yep. That's
Conor, and everybody knows Conor's got the best left hand, probably in the UFC, period. Yeah. Like, he's one of the best strikers, in my opinion, yeah. If not the best striker in the UFC.
But I really hope he comes back and we see him fight this year in 2023.
Yeah. Depending on when the movie wraps up, but yeah.
And
I hope he does too.
I really would like to see him take one more road to glory, like one more road.
I want to see him
one more run
title,
to gold,
one
more road to the gold, and I want it to be against Islam. I really like that would be like
how fucking nostalgic would that be?
Can you imagine early 2024? You got Islam and Conor pay-per-view fight.
And Conor sleeps his ass.
Conor just sleeps his ass.
And then climbs over the cage and then sleeps fucking Khabib.
No, and then 6 months later, Khabib and Conor run that shit back.
Khabib's like, oh, fuck this. I kill you now.
Yeah.
And then he comes in there and Conor sleeps his ass too.
That would be dope as fuck. Oh, shit. That'd be crazy.
That would be dope.
That would be crazy. Podcast been fired, so we're going to cut a topic out and we'll save it for next week.
Yeah, that'll also give you a chance to watch though.
Yeah, hopefully. I should be able to watch.
And it'll still be popping. That topic will still be popping next week. I promise you, bro. It's going to be a big one for a while, so.
All right, so let's talk about, I mean, you texted me today and was like, hey, I got something I want to talk about. So before you just take it out of me or you just put it on me, why do you want to talk about this? Or why did you want to bring it up?
It's kind of an announcement, bro. I just feel like it's important, and it has to do a lot with like mental health.
Okay.
And we haven't talked about mental health in a long time, bro. And I feel like a lot of people relate to it. A lot of people like need to hear certain things, or they want to hear certain things, and I feel like we still need to touch that part of our audience every now and then, which we haven't done in a long time, which is cool.
I agree.
But I was just thinking about it today because I've been on this tear, bro, of like trying, like I've been so hyper focused on bettering myself in every way possible. Like last month I deleted Instagram.
Really?
3 days ago I deleted my Snapchat. So I'm taking like really big steps and trying to figure out like things that I don't need. Yeah. I don't need false validation from people, or I do need validation from people, but I'm trying to get away from that. Yeah. So, and this is like the biggest, I think this is the biggest thing that I'm taking away from my daily life or life in general, because it's always been such a huge part of my life. And I've been thinking about this for like a month, bro, because I'm like I said, ever since I'm just super hyper focused right now. I'm still miserable every fucking day of my life, but I've been more focused now on what I'm going to do to get better or to make myself better. And it started with, cutting out some social media.
I think I know where this is going.
Do you?
I think.
I doubt it.
Okay.
It doesn't have to do with alcohol.
Tobacco.
No. Well, that's also another thing that I'm giving up on. But I'm doing that slowly because I've been doing tobacco for 15 years. And it's something that I got to slowly stop, or
you'll start messing up.
It'll start fucking with my head. Yeah. But almost more important than that, bro. So I am actively, as of, we'll say tomorrow, because it's 9:45 at night, I'm going to be practicing celibacy.
What's that? Oh, wait.
No sex.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like for real?
Like dead ass.
What made you want to do that? That's interesting.
So I was thinking, like, because when I think back, bro, I don't think I've ever been in love.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of sad. Like I think I've loved people, but there's a very, very, very fine line between love and lust.
Yes.
So, and when I think back about the girls that I've loved or had a connection with, the only memories that I ever think of are sexual or something like that. So that's why I'm like, I don't think I've ever had a genuine connection with anybody.
Damn.
Honestly. So I'm like, I need to find that. And then it's also a self-empowerment, because I've really been researching a lot on self-empowerment techniques and, taking control of your own destiny. Because right now I have no control of my own destiny. Like I let outer or worldly things control how my life is. Like control my happiness, whether it be alcohol, whether it be sex, whether it be, whatever. Yeah. It's just, I let worldly things control my happiness. So I figure if I cut out sex, I can not only find a genuine connection with somebody, but I can, find what makes me happy. Like I can find something within myself that makes me happy. Yeah. And because for the past 10 years, I've been relying solely on a woman's touch or alcohol or something for my happiness or my relationship status. Like if we're not having sex, I don't want you. Like I don't care about you. It's always been a very integral part of every relationship I've ever been in. So I'm like, I'm just gonna cut it out. Yeah. Like, because I honestly don't need it.
How long do you want to do that for?
I don't. Then that's another thing. Like celibacy, typically people do. They become celibate until marriage or something like that. It could be a month. It could be a year. It could be 10 years. I want to find somebody that I make a genuine connection with, and then like do that. I want to be able to say, "Hey, I love you for who you are," without any of the other stuff.
Like that's what you really want to like cut it out and get to know somebody and like love them or just have a connection with them.
Well, I think having a connection with them will mean like it will help me. Like I want to love somebody.
Yeah.
But every time I've ever, like any relationship I've ever been in, we have sex within probably the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So before I create that genuine connection, we're having sex. So my brain gets really confused on, do I like you for you or do I like you for what you have to offer?
And I agree. I think if you meet somebody and start pretty early on sex, like you kind of get confused whether
it's lust or love.
Like, because
they feel the same.
Yeah. Because I was like, if the sex is good, like at least I'm a guy, I'm sure that you might be confusing sex with love or actual feelings.
Yeah.
So
and there was this. I saw this clip. I think it was on like Jerry Springer or some shit. And this girl was like, my boyfriend told me that he loved me during sex. But
like the first time or just in general?
Like just during sex. But he hasn't said it since. It was some kind of clip.
Shit, that's
it was
weird.
Like, he said it during sex, but he hasn't said it since. No, this is actually Dr. Phil. This was, I think it was Dr. Phil. He was like, he doesn't love you. He loved the feeling you were giving him in that moment. Mm-hmm. He loved that feeling that he had while y'all were being intimate. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where a lot of guys get confused, especially me.
Yeah.
Because I've dropped the L word, as you know, on girls, and I've not meant to. I don't think there's probably 2 girls that I can think of that I've ever probably loved.
Yeah.
And even them, I don't know if I actually loved them because it was sexual. But I'm like, a guy will love you if he might just love you in that moment because he loves what's happening to him. He loves that feeling you're giving him. But after that, it might go away because he got confused with lust and love. It's a very fine line. It's a very confusing, like, it's just very confusing. So I told myself, and I'm making myself do it, I'm going to practice celibacy until I find somebody and make a genuine connection with them and then love them. And then we can move on to the next step, like if that's sex, cool, whatever. And that's also another reason I got rid of I'm starting to get rid of my social medias. Like I said, Instagram's gone, Snapchat's gone. Don't care about it. I have been missing it the past couple of days because it's a forced habit when I'm bored. I just go on my phone, watch people's stories. So it's different, but I think it's important because it's taking away that validation that I need from other people. Because why do people have Snapchat? You post on your stories to let people know what you're doing with your life. And usually you want somebody to see that you're doing good. Yeah. You want people to see you take selfies because you want somebody to comment on how good you look. You just want validation. That's all it is. So I'm trying to get away from...
The only social media I have, bro, is Facebook.
And TikTok.
No, I don't. Well, I don't even have like a personal...
Oh, yeah. Just
like, I have a personal, but I don't... I say I want to post on it, like fun, cool stuff, but usually it's all my socials are podcasts. And when I get on social media, I literally go on and to get entertained, and it's usually reels or shorts and then TikTok. So
yeah,
I agree.
I think that's okay, but
I agree with you. I think social media is a form of, a lot of people probably take it as a form of validation.
Yeah,
you know,
I think that's all it is.
If you post a selfie or something, I hate to use the word selfie, but if you post multiple selfies, you know, like maybe twice a week, it's just like, that to me is already like, maybe that's like an actual post on Facebook. That's a little too much. Now, if you're posting on your story, it's a little different because it's your story. Yeah. But if you post yourself consistently on your stories or something like that, I feel like you are seeking some form of validation. Because if you're posting, like, maybe you're at work, maybe you're at the gym, like, that's a little different. But if it's just you, it is validation. Yeah. Now, if you post, like, other stuff that you're doing, like, you want other people to see what you're doing. Yeah. And it's like, because that's what you're...
And I hate that, though.
Yeah, but that's what you're doing. Yeah. It's the same thing when we do the podcast. Like, I post it, and I like to think, and maybe I'm lying to myself or not, but I post it to grow, and I just want it to grow, and I want people to like it. But it's the same thing if I was
for entertainment purposes.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, but if I'm posting myself, you know, especially when I got in my recent relationship, well, I say recent, but my relationship currently, I had socials, and the first thing I got rid of, I think, was Snapchat, and then it was Instagram right after. Yeah. Because it was just like,
For what?
Yeah,
it's like for what?
Yeah.
Because Snapchat's
I think
first of all, it's sneaky as fuck.
Yeah.
It's so sneaky, bro.
Yeah. But I think it's good that you think that way, and I you know, a lot of people, if they watch this or they see it on the clip, you know, like just you don't need validation, you know.
Yeah, and I try to tell people this, bro. I'm like, you don't need it. Like,
and it's hard to maybe maybe that validation maybe it makes you smile, it makes you feel some type of way, but as people, you know, and I have my own struggles too, and it's not validation, but you can say to whatever, but like I need to figure out, and other people need to figure out, like, you know, I'm me, and I need to learn how to like myself and love myself, and
exactly,
and be happy for who I am.
Yeah,
and that's probably one of the most difficult things that people in their lifetime will ever do, is to like really love yourself, because you have the distraction on social media, and you got all these people telling you like you look great, blah blah blah. You're
doing so good,
you know. But what if the reality is, like, what if you're
fucking up?
Not just that, but like, let's say you are in a relationship, but you're not happy, you know?
Yeah.
And people will see that you're in a happy relationship, or like people see this image, but you don't really feel that. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. Social media is just so fake, bro.
Yeah.
It's like everything's picture perfect in everybody's world, and then I just think, I don't know, for some reason, like the past month, bro, ever since I got this new job, like I've just been like, I actually like it, and I've been seriously, like, I know exactly what I want to do with my life, or not what, like, I know what I want for my life. I know I want to be here. I know I want to be healthy. I know I want to find a genuine connection with somebody and settle down. And this has been like over the past month, I've been so overwhelmed with like focus. Like that's it. I've just been focused, and I've still been, you know, obviously super miserable every day. That's a part of life, but I'm working on it, and I'm focused on my health and my mental health and all these things. So I've never been able to delete Snapchat. I've had Snapchats for 10 years.
For real?
And I have not once been able to delete it. So that for me was like a huge fucking step.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy for you.
I was
That's
like,
good.
Because I've always needed validation from females. I mean, and sexual contact for me is like, since I was 15, I've been like I've need sex, like to be happy with a girl, to do anything. So that's why I'm like hyper focusing on it right now.
I can see why, like, it could have been like he could have shifted where like it became more like a need. You know,
yeah,
like,
it's more like a need. Yeah. I mean, like it's like,
and it fuck with your mind.
Yeah, it fucks with my mind, bro. Like I don't know, and I don't know why, bro, but I have this this girl that I used to date or whatever, and for some reason I can't tell right now if it's lust or something else.
Yeah.
But I think it's more lust, and that's why I'm like, bro, I really need to like buckle down and find a genuine connection, because I'm tired of, and plus every relationship I get in, bro, I realized like halfway through, it's all sexual. It's lust, and then I fuck them over, and I hurt them, and then it's a never-ending cycle of me just fucking people over.
Yeah.
And it's not their fault. It's nothing they do. It's just me not being happy with myself and never being satisfied. So that's why I was finally like, I was thinking about it. Like, I was like, today, I was like, man, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to practice celibacy. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I'm going to do everything in my power to.
But I mean, even if you don't like do it completely, my thing is just like try to avoid it as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I'm not like, I'm just saying like sex. Like there's still all the in-betweens and stuff. But I'm saying that like
I feel you.
The penis vaginal intercourse is not, that's not going to be like, I'm not doing it anymore. Like I'm not doing it anymore. And then my next thing to give up is obviously this little devil here, which is going to be a lot harder.
You're going to give it up completely?
I'm not right now, but it's like I said, I'm taking baby steps.
Yeah.
Because if I give up this, how heavily I drink, it's going to affect me much more than giving up sex will. So that's why I'm like, with this, I'm going to have to slowly wean off of it. I can't just quit cold turkey because it'll fuck my head up. So,
you know what, I guess we're talking about this. One thing that this week or this past week, I used to have you can call it like a vape pen, but it has like CBD, Delta 8.
Yeah.
So it's pretty close
like a little weed pen.
Yeah, it's pretty close to weed. And I guess you can say I finished it, or there's no more juice or wax in there. And I told myself, I don't want to buy another one. I told myself, I do not want to buy another one. And the reason why, bro, like I would take that, every now and then, here and there, right? But then, like, I would notice, when I did it one day, I want to do it the next day. Yeah. And then I just want to keep doing it more.
It's like, an addiction.
And then it's just like, but the reason why I would want to do it, because, at night, for some reason, bro, I can't sleep. My thoughts keep me up, bro.
That's why I drink at night, every night.
And it's so annoying. Like, I sleep every day. It takes me, like, hours, bro. Hours of sleep. And it's so fucking annoying. And I take this pen, and you get high. It's not the same high as weed, but you get high.
Like a little buzz?
No, you get high. Like, you're high for, like, 2 hours. Like, you're pretty lit.
Oh, no, I haven't been high in, like, 10 years.
Yeah, and I was like, you're pretty lit. You're having a good time, but you're not the same. It's like weed, but, like, just a little low. A little bit less. But it's right there with it. And I also notice when I take this, when I'm hitting this pen throughout time, if I do it 2-3 times a week, I notice that I have much more anxiety. I notice that I'm not as happy with myself. And I don't know why. It could be a mixture of things. Maybe it's because I'm craving the thing at night and it keeps me up at night. And right now, since I haven't been, it's been like over, it's just been a week, I think. It hasn't even been that long. But I noticed that it's harder for me to fall asleep at night, And I noticed, and this week's been tough for me, but I noticed, like I said, my anxiety. But that's one of those things that I told myself, I'm gonna stop doing that. I enjoy it. I was like, I'm gonna buy another one, but I'm gonna try. So I want to go like 6 months without it, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to go a long time without it, because I really want to be like, just like you. I want to be in a place where my mind is clear. I know what I want to do. But my biggest issue is always like staying motivated, bro. Like this week, bro, I just been like, I don't want to do this. Especially yesterday, today, bro. I've been so fucking like, damn, this shit sucks. And I what was it called? I just been down, just not motivated. Don't want to do shit. And it's not like I'm like I don't get to the point where it's like too difficult, but it does suck. But I just don't want to do nothing. Just not motivated. And then when that happens, I get in these thoughts, bro, like, oh, I'm not good enough. And it's just down fucking hill from there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I need to get better. And I know the only way I get better, bro, is by consistently, not doing that, not drinking too much beer. I like to drink beer here. This is probably the last time I had a beer was probably last weekend when we had, actually it was like Monday. Yeah. With my dad. But it's not too much. I'm never concerned about that. But, working out, drinking a lot of water. But most importantly, not consuming like any form of weed or
like substance abuse or anything. Yeah.
Because that I noticed, bro, that really messes me up mentally, like anxiety wise. I don't know why, but it just does.
And I'm sure the same thing with my nicotine. Yeah. I've literally read alcohol and nicotine causes an increase in anxiety. So I know I need to give them up. It's just I've been doing both of these things so heavily for so long that if I get them up, it's going to throw something off in my brain. And it's just going to hurt at first. It'll get better, but I'm just not ready for the pain. But yeah.
But I really feel like the sex thing is going to be a lot more impactful for you.
I think it's going to help me a lot. Like, what do you mean impactful?
Impact you in the way, because maybe I don't know like the type of relationships you have with these girls or the girl you talk to when you talk to them. But one thing I will say that, it's really nice when you build a connection with someone, and it can be a guy or a girl, but you generally build a connection and you have that friendship or relationship. And, you guys, I call my girlfriend, I tell her all the time. And sometimes I say that I love her, but I also tell her, I was like, babe, you're like my best friend.
Yeah, see, I've never had that.
And like when I tell her that, it's like literally the same thing as telling her that I love her. Because like when I call her my best friend, like the other day I told her, I said, man, when we fight, it makes me sad because I have no one else to talk to like that. And you're like my best friend, and I can't even talk to my best friend. Like I'm gonna talk about shit, and I can't even talk to you. And like when you have those connections, bro, like they're nice. They're really nice to have. Yeah. And that's why I say like, you have that connection, and then you also like, I don't know, like I value the relationship that I have because of the connection that we also have. And I want to have those relationships, those type of like relationships where like the connection is good and the friendship wise too, with friends or my family. Like, I'm also trying to work on like having good relationships with my family, bro. Like I also feel like the other day, bro, I told my mom and my dad that I loved them, and they were really good parents. Like because I have not, I can't remember the last time I told my dad that I loved them, bro. Like dead ass.
Oh yeah.
Or even my mom. I don't remember.
That's crazy, bro.
It is crazy.
I tell my parents I love them every day.
And I, for some reason, but we grew up, and my mom, when I told my mom I loved her, she was just like, well, I understand why you don't, because we never showed you that.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people, it's not like they're not like, I love you all the time. It's, so I get what you're saying.
But I was just like, and I told my girl, I was like, before I told them I loved them, I was like, I want to tell my parents I love them. Like, I just get this moment, especially now that I'm living here, and I'm super appreciated that I got to stay here, or I get to stay here. But that's one of those things that I'm trying to work on. The other day, me and my sister got in a fucking argument, and I was pissed about it. I told my mom I was pissed. I was mad. Me and my sister got into it. But I was like, I don't want to hold this grudge. I don't want to be mean. I was like, you're my fucking sister, you know?
Yeah.
Like, one day, like, we were born, you were born, I was already in this world, but I seen you grow up from 0 to however old she is now, I think 19 or 18. But I was like, I'm not going to sit here and hold this fucking grudge. Like, you know, I know people do that with friends, family. I'm like, that's just so disappointing, because
so exhausting too, man.
Yeah. I was like, and then the thing is, like, you never know when you're going to be gone. You never know when so-and-so's going to be gone. And you don't ever want to live with that guilt and regret, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And the one thing that I not say learned or took away from telling my parents that I loved them is that, like, bro, now that I told them that, like, I feel like I broke a barrier with them where, like...
I broke the ice?
Yeah, like, and now we're, like, when we communicate, I notice, like, I know that I love them, and they know that I love them. And, like, that's just, like, I know you got my back, I know you, and I know that they got my back.
Yeah.
You know, and when we communicate, I tell them, like, oh, like, it can be the smallest thing, like, how was your day at work? You know, my mom gets here, and I'm usually on my lunch. And she tells me, and like, we're just, you know, talking and like
chilling, yeah.
You know, but that's what happens when you build certain connections. At least I like to think certain connections in certain relationships where, and that comes from learning with my personal relationship with, like, my example, like, for example, with my girlfriend, how to value and open up and share feelings and shit like that.
Yeah.
So that's why good. I say, like, the biggest, I think it'd be nice. Like, if you do that, it'd probably be one of the biggest takeaway, because you'll start to. You want to get to know somebody, you get to know somebody, and you realize what it does to you, bro. And that's why I started the podcast, like, 'cause building connections with people is pretty nice, and having conversations.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how it goes. I think it's gonna do me a lot of good to not have to like focus on building a connection rather than, because when I meet a girl, my focus is one thing and one thing only.
And you're a guy. I don't blame you, bro.
Yeah, I'm a guy, and I'm also a dog as well. Yeah. Like, as bad as that, as hard as that is to admit for me and to deal with, like, I am a dog, and I know that. And when I meet a girl, I think about one thing and one thing only.
Yeah.
How can I get this girl in my bed? And that's it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a good thing. I don't want to think like that anymore. I want to clear my mind and be happy with myself and what I have to offer to the world, which is what I need to figure out. Like, why am I here? What do I need? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Like, I know nothing about myself.
Yeah.
I don't know what my strengths are. I don't know what my weaknesses are. I don't know what it's like to love somebody. So these are all things that I want to figure out, and focusing on sexual relations with the girls is literally blinding me from everything that I want to know about myself. So that's why I'm like, that's one of the main things in my life that I just need to cut out. Like, I just need to get rid of it until I can figure out how to love me, then love somebody else, and then just put that as a cherry on top.
There's one clip I seen of this guy. It's a light-skinned dude. And he's like, for any man that's out there and who's struggling with so-and-so, the one thing I'll recommend, get on a fucking car, get on a fucking bike, go fucking miles away from you live for 1 month, or stay away as much as you can. No sex. Like, the first thing he's like, no sex. Like, don't fucking do that. He's like, that'll fuck your brain up. As a man, it'll fuck you up. And he was just preaching about how it'll, like, mess you up. And when was it? I think right before I met my girlfriend, I decided that I was going to be celibacy. I was like, I'm not going to do it. Like, just zero.
Like, until marriage, or just until you make that connection?
I make that connection. Just probably what you're, like, kind of what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what ended up happening. Like, I ended up meeting my girlfriend, and, you know, so went on to so-and-so. But I was the same way. I was like, I want to, like, be better, you know, and as a guy, I know. Because we're just wired. Like,
it's so hard, bro.
You want, when you see a girl, like, it's always attraction and then sex.
Yeah.
Always.
Because women can be attracted to you, but not.
Yeah.
They don't instantly think about sex. Some do, but men, it's like if they're attracted to you, I want to fuck you.
But
like
most men, like I'm sure there's a stat out there. Most men, when they look at a girl, the idea or the thought of sex has to cross their mind.
Oh, absolutely, like 100%.
I don't even care if it's like you're at the grocery store, like, but I'm sure it just as a dude, I'm sure it has to.
Yeah,
like,
we're just wired that way. The testosterone, the hormones, like, and I don't want to be like. I want to get to the point where I've been without sex so long that I don't care about it. That when I look at a girl, I don't see her for what she has to offer outside, but I just genuinely want to get to know her and then progress from there and just find a genuine connection and self-empower. I'm on this big self-empowerment kick, bro. I just want to self-empower myself and take control of my destiny. And I want to be married. I want to have a family. Like I just want to do. I do have my kids, but I want to have a family. Like there's all these things I want to do, and I'm 26 years old. Yeah. Like I'm not getting old, young. But like
we're young.
But like I'm getting to the point where I need to start settling down. Yeah. Like like if I'm gonna be happy, like I need to start doing it now. I need to take control of it now. So I'm like, I don't know why I've been hyper focused on it lately, but I'm just like so fucking.
You need to listen to audiobooks, bro.
Yeah, I need to do something. But yeah.
Cause yeah, for sure. But I mean, as long as you're aware, I think, and this goes for you and for everybody, like as long as you're aware of what you need to do, because some people will they'll be like, yeah, but they don't want to take the initiative. Like, oh, maybe I should cut out the alcohol. Maybe I should cut out sex. Maybe I should cut out the tobacco. Like, or even like me, like maybe I should cut out this pen and go for a while without it, you know? And like, and that's a start now. And then once you start taking action, I mean, that's a big improvement. It's something hard, and you know, later on you're gonna be wanting to do better things. So
yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm just like, man, I got to do better because I got kids that count on me, and they need a dad that's gonna be here and be happy. Yeah. So that's what I'm focused on right now. Yeah. And I encourage everybody, bro. Like, if I can do it, or I haven't done it yet, but I'm saying if I can take the initiative to do it, I think anybody can do it because I'm probably one of the most fucked up people in the whole entire world. Like as far as mentally goes, like I have a weak mind. Yeah. So if I can put my mind to something, I think anybody can. Yeah. So I think it's just taking that step to sit down, ask yourself, what the fuck is wrong with me? Yeah. And figure out what's wrong with you, and then take steps to improve. Yeah. Like, so.
I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
You need to listen to this book or read the book. This one was called Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins.
Yeah, David Goggins. I'm gonna check out your book, cuz.
And his new book dropped I just bought it.
Is it audio?
Yeah. He has 2 now.
I'm gonna check it out.
The new one dropped.
I don't read,
week.
so I'll do audio books though.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, for sure. But guys, I mean that's the podcast. It was great. Really, really nice ending, bro. I'm happy you brought that up because this week has been really tough for me too, mentally.
Good.
And I'm trying.
I mean, not good like
but
that.
Yeah. I feel you. But I'm trying to get better, and I mean, I had a conversation with my girl today, and I'm trying to get better. And for me, there's cycles that I go through, and it is what it is. But I keep improving, and hopefully, people watch this and they take a message and they're like, oh,
they might have needed to hear this. Yeah, so
it'll be okay, man. It'll be okay, bro.
Or girl.
Yeah,
it's gonna be all right.
So, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.